What's going on, everybody? It's Notorious CWJ bringing you guys another deck profile. Today's deck profile, judging by the playmat, as you can see, it is Lunalights. This is an updated Lunalight deck profile. It's my own special blend of herbs and spices to the deck. I'm gonna give you guys the way that I play it. Let me know what you think. Any suggestions, tips, tricks, feel free to leave me a comment down in the comment section below. And without further ado, let's jump right into the deck profile. I'm going to start off with the monsters. So we don't have Tiger still. The ban list wasn't able to grace us back with Lunalight Tiger. He's being punished for the sins of, the whole Exceed era when people wanted to do the rank 4 seed spam. So we are going to start off with 3 Lunalight Wolves. We don't have Tiger, but we still got Wolf. He's basically a miracle fusion for the deck. Allows us to banish 2 out of the field or graveyard and essentially make a fusion monster. So we use this to go into our big guys, and so we'll be explaining the big guy a little later. But to start off, we do run 3 Lunalight Wolves, as this is our main fusioning card. Next up, we are playing 2 copies of Yellow Martin, and now we will be playing 3 copies of Emerald Bird. Emerald Bird is just another starter in the deck. Of course, Yellow Martin still comes back and allows us to do Exceed plays, as well as being able to bounce a couple of our resources, right? It's just like it is just like our good old friend Zephyros. Instead of having to pay the 400 life points, in this deck we were able to bounce another Lunalight card. Mainly would be our Wolf, and special summon out Yellow Martin from the graveyard. And so it's just a free extender for the deck. And so since we have that free extender, we're going to play it. That is it for this basic starting lineup. Next, of course, the heart and soul of the deck. We run 3 Kaleido Chick. Kaleido Chick, of course, enables us to still be able to send the monster that we want to use for fusion material by the ability of being able to send it straight from the extra deck to the graveyard, and then with Wolf's effect being able to fuse a second time from the graveyard. It gives us the ability to be able to put really exactly what we want on the board. If I want to push for an OTK, I can put Panther Dancer. If I want to push to clear my opponent's board and just push hard, I can make Leo Dancer. And so we have all of those on the board. If I want to survive just to make it where my opponent can't attack me, and I know that they don't have any kind of like negation or negation effects, I can always put just the base form of it out, our fusion, and let them not be able to be killed by battle. And so Cat Dancer is the one that I'm referring to. Cat Dancer is really good because it can't be destroyed by battle. We'll get into all of those fusions in a little while, but being able to send them directly from the extra deck, as well as other monsters in the deck with in your main deck, it just makes this the utility card, and this is what makes the deck go. You see this card, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be able to get your board that you're looking to get at the beginning of the game. We run a couple of one-ofs in the deck. We do run 1 Lunalight Black Sheep. We run 1 Lunalight Purple Butterfly, 1 Crimson Fox, and 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. Crimson Fox is just a utility card. The reason that I run it, I had a hollow version of the card. I wanted to play my hollow version of the card, really. It's a beautiful looking card. It still does drop your opponent's monster to 0. And it just enables you to be able to OTK your opponent just a little bit better. And it's another Lunalight name, right? Purple Butterfly allows you to have an extra special summon. You get it in there, you can pitch it, make any of your Lunalights gain an additional 1,000 attack. Also, you can banish it and get an extra special summon. Crimson Fox has a secondary effect where you can banish it and your monster can't be targeted. Both of them are pretty good in their own rights. They both have the extra little graveyard effect on them. Of course, we know that Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, he allows us to recycle resources, right? He can bounce a card, special summon himself, he extends, as well as recycles resources. And then you want to run your Lunalight Black Sheep as extra utility. If we can't get to Kaleido Chick, you want to be able to dump Kaleido Chick to the graveyard. Anything that I want to play that I just can't get, like if I can't see Wolf, and I can dump Wolf to the graveyard, I can always pitch my Black Sheep and then add it to my hand. And so that's why we run the one Black Sheep as just an extra way to add the specific material that you might be looking for from the grave to your hand as extra utility. And so everything in the deck serves its own purpose. That's all of the main I guess Lunalight monsters that we run. I consider Blackwing Zephyros the Elite as an honorary Lunalight monster in this deck because it basically serves the same purpose as Yellow Martin. And since I can only activate Yellow Martin once in a turn, if I have the Blackwing in there, I can activate him as a second copy of the Yellow Martin in the same turn. To wrap up our monsters, we are running a 4-card Kaiju package. The reason that we run the Kaijus in here because this deck is typically speaking a go second deck. The way that it's built, you want to be able to break your opponent's board. You can make a really strong board going first, but if you're going second with cards like, you know, the Super Fusion, I mean this is a great fusion deck here, but with all of the Super Fusions that are running around, Dragoons, the Shadows, you know, just all of the extra crazy fusions that's going around. Not to mention all the other crazy extra deck monsters. It's just really nice to be able to say, you know what, Tribute, you know, nothing can be chained to it. Just get it off the board. Let me play my turn out, right? So we run 4 Kaijus. It's a small Kaiju package, but we do run them in order to be able to clear our opponent's problematic monsters off the board. Next up, we're going right into the spells. Since we're on the topic of the Kaijus, we run 2 Kaiju Slumbers. We run those Kaiju Slumbers because we run in the Kaiju, so why not have extra board wipes? Along with the Kaiju Slumbers, I do run 1 Regeki just as an additional board wipe. All of those cards help me to just be able to start strong going second. And so to be able to go second and just say, you know what, board wipe's good, play my turn. If they can't stop it, you know, yeah, I feel like if they have something that's going to negate it, that negate is already gone. Like that enables us to be able to get the wolf off. It's a bait out card if nothing else, right? You can bait out that negate and then play your turn out. So we're going to always want to be able to play going second, just like we can play going first. We do run 3 Foolish Burial Goods. In the deck, there are several Spell of Trap cards that you're going to want to be able to send to the graveyard and, you know, just trigger their effects off from the grave. In order to do that, we run Foolish Burial Goods as extra tutelage to be able to bring things out of the deck, directly out of the deck, and send them directly to the graveyard. And so running 3 of those just helps us to see it. If you can see one in your first opening hand, it's the same thing as seeing one of your other cards that you want to send to the graveyard. Next up, we run 3 of our Lunalight Perfumes. Perfume is probably the best spell card in the deck. Perfume is a Monster Reborn. Not only is it a Monster Reborn, it's a rotor for the deck. So by being able to play Lunalight Perfume, you're able to get exactly what you want to your hand. It's just another way to get the perfect pieces to your hand. If it's Kaleido Chick or Lunalight Wolf or even Yellow Martin, that card basically enables you to be able to get it directly from your deck to your hand and basically be able to make the combo for the turn. And so you want to play this at 3 because this is a card that you're always going to want to see, especially if you have it in your opening hand. Next, different from anything that we've done in the past, previously before Tiger got hit, we are running 3 of the Lunalight Fusion cards. The reason that we run 3 of the Lunalight Fusion cards is because being able to fuse essentially with this going second, if you can fuse with it going second, you can fuse from one of your materials from the deck. And if you can fuse it from the deck, you can fuse a second time from the graveyard when you use Lunalight Wolf. And so that really helps you to be able to make a stronger board. 2 Leo Dancers is really easy for you to OTK. And so you board wipe them, and then anything that can't be board wiped, Leo Dancers at 35, 3600, depending on if you're able to get out our next card that we're going to talk about, Tinky, another rotor for the deck. These are all really just consistency cards. Perfume, Tinky, all of those help you to see your pieces that you want to see. But being able to run the 3 Fire Formation Tinkies, that's going to help you to get to your pieces. And being able to run the Lunalight Fusions are going to help you go in second to be able to fuse from the deck. And so you only need the 1 material in your opening hand, and then you can fuse assuming your opponent has at least 1 extra deck monster on the field. Just like almost like a Shadow Fusion. Moving right along, we have a couple of we actually have a few one-ofs for the deck. In the deck, we are running 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Twin Twister. Each one of these has its own uses. Because we were running a lot of spells that, spells and traps, I should say, that we want to see in the graveyard, Twin Twister is not bad. It serves 2 purposes. If I'm going against an opponent that starts with back row, it doesn't hurt to have an out to Mystic Mine or, other cards that are just problematic that you want to be able to clear off the board. This is our out to those cards. And you want to have at least 1 main deck out. Foolish Burial, of course, we know why Foolish Burial is in there, because we want to be able to send our cards to the graveyard. Call by the Grave is just basically for us to be able to get our plays off without being interrupted. This deck really doesn't have to worry most of the times about I guess the monster effects being negated, but you do have like spells like Tinky and Searching with Lunalight Perfume that you want. They aren't always necessary searches, but you still want to get your searches off. So unfortunately, Call by the Grave got hit and it's down to 1, but it's still really good in order for us to get our searches off. So we want to still play the Call by the Grave. And then even if you can't do that, you can still always use it to hurt a graveyard player's effects. You can banish something out of the grave using Call by the Grave to stop them there. That is it for our spells. We're moving right along. We only run 2 traps. We play 2 Serenade Dances in the deck. The reason that we're playing 2 Serenade Dances now in the deck is because once you go and you use the first Serenade Dance, assuming that you play past, if your opponent's somehow able to stop your push going second, this gives you the ability to be able to play going another turn. And so your combo is not dead for the following turn. It gives you a little bit more resources to pull from going into a longer game or stretched out game. And so we did bump it up to 2. And that is it for our main deck. We're gonna go right into what we are playing in the extra deck. We're gonna start off with the main pieces of the deck, the fusion monsters. So of course, it's a Lunalight deck, so you're gonna be running the Lunalight fusion monsters. We're gonna run 2 Cat Dancers. We're running 2 Panther Dancers, 2 Leo Dancers, and 1 Lunalight Saber Dancer. Each one of them has their own utility. Cat Dancer requires, basically any 2 Lunalight monsters. They rank up, so you need a Cat Dancer in order to be able to use Panther Dancer. You need a Panther Dancer in order to be able to bring out Leo Dancer. The Saber, you can pretty much use any Lunalight monsters, any 3 Lunalight monsters to bring out Saber. The thing with Saber is everything works together in order for you to be able to OTK your opponent. When Saber is in the graveyard, you can banish Saber. We really don't make Saber unless it's just like necessary. We play in an extended game, in an extended game state, I guess you can say. We really want to send Saber to the graveyard, and when he's in the graveyard, he allows you to push for an extra 3,000 on your following turn. So if you boost up a Leo Dancer by an extra 3,000, he's a 1 card OTK. He's gonna hit twice for 6,500. So being able to hit twice for 6,500 is way more than 8,000. So and that's just the 1 card. So we want to have Saber in the graveyard if we can. And if you don't have it, Leo Dancer by himself, it's a very strong card. He can't be targeted, he can't be destroyed. Panther Dancer enables you to attack all of your opponent's monsters twice, and basically gain 100 every time you kill one. So there's that. And then you got Cat Dancer that can't be destroyed by battle. So all of them have their utility, and they all serve a purpose in the deck. That is it for our Lunalight fusions. We do run a few Exceeds. For going first in the deck, you play 2 Exceeds for going first. 1 can also be used going second. You run 1 Evil Sworn Nightmare. You go first with the deck. You want to be able to put the Nightmare out, because Nightmare basically not let your opponent be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And because you can book a moon twice in the same turn, typically speaking, no plays can get up after you book twice. Like, you're going to catch their normal summon, you're going to catch any special summons. If they don't have a kaiju to stop it, you pretty much have just shot their opening hand. Time Thief, Redoer. The reason that we play the Time Thief Redoer is because if our opponent is playing any kind of trap deck or any kind of deck that runs a lot of spells, we can easily suck up their cards, get pluses off of it, or either be able to bounce things back to the deck. Being able to suck up your opponent's stuff from the top of the deck makes them lose resources, and anything that they might need that they're only running 1 of, you suck it up, it can basically stop them from being able to play their deck the way that it's supposed to be able to play. So we do run the Time Thief Redoer. Other than that, we run these 2. Of course, Fire Formation, Fist Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King, as well as the 1 Raid Rapture Force Strix. We still run Force Strix to be able to search out our Blackwing Zephyros, the Elite. Sometimes you go into it, sometimes you don't. The Tiger King, we always going to run the Tiger King because we run the 3 Tinkies, and all of our monsters are Beast Warrior, so they are all basically utility cards. They all serve a purpose for the deck, and that's the reason that we run them all. Moving right along, going right into our link monsters. Starting off, we run, of course, the one cross sheep. We run the firefighting dromedar. We run the one underclock taker. Underclock taker plus your Leo Dancer is 2-card OTK. You select the monster, drop it to 0, bow it with the Leo Dancer. After the monster gets bowed, they take the 35 or 36. You blow up all of the other special summon monsters that they control on the board. You attack a second time with the Leo Dancer because it does attack twice. And then you finish the job with Underclock Taker for an additional 1,000 attack. 2 cards for an OTK. Last but not least, we run the one Curious. Curious doesn't always come up, but sometimes it does. It allows you to dump an extra card, a Serenade Dance, or one of the Lunalight perfumes into the graveyard. If you're able to get it in there, it allows you that extra search. So you don't always use it, but sometimes you do use it. So basically what the combo is to get the Raid Rapture Force Tricks out, along with a Lunalight monster and the Blackwing Zephyros, the Elite. Having them all out there basically allows you to go into that Curious. Or you can use Underclock Taker for it. You can go Underclock Taker, Zephyros, and a Lunalight monster, and then you can go into Curious. Curious allows you to dump. You dump the perfume, you're able to go into the Wolf, and so all of those things just kind of like work together to be able to get you to your ending state where you got that Leo Dancer, and you're basically able to push for game. In my videos, I'm gonna go down and make the comment. In my videos, a lot of times I don't include a extra deck. Right now, there's no competitive tournament, so I feel like extra decks are really just up to a personal preference. Each individual has to know what they're going to play at their locals, and once you know your locals, you can make your it's not really extra, it's a side deck. And so that is what I am going to say as far as the side deck is concerned. There are cards that I feel that you probably should have in your sideboard. Dark Ruler No More, Nibiru, Hand Traps, of course, possibly effect negation in the form of Infinite Impermanence, and maybe if you are concerned about back row decks, heavy back row decks, Evenly Matched. Those are some strong suggestions that I would say to play for your sideboard, but I feel like to each his own. You have to know your locals. Those are a bunch of generically good cards that are pretty much going to play well against whatever you might want to play, but that's it. That's my deck profile, guys. Please leave me a like, sub. Let me know what you think about the deck profile, and until the next time, holla at your boy. Peace.